Oh, I thought we were done. God damn it and god damn you. WrestleMania 33 is in the history books, and it was quite the roller coaster. Did you get it? Because it was a theme park. Because the whole thing was a theme park. Because that hashtag ultimate thrill ride. The Hardys returned. Professor Hebe's Von Jeebies had his final WWE match, and Bork Losler ate the Geldborg. I have a love-hate relationship with this Mania. I love it because it was a really good event with numerous memorable moments, but I hate it because I'm now legally required to say I'm Plumpy from WhatCulture.com, and here are 10 fascinating facts about WrestleMania 33. Number 10, McMahon decreed that the venue be called by its old name. It is the worst when arenas get renamed by companies. New Orleans Superdome is now the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Chicago's historic Rosemont Horizon later became the Allstate Arena for the insurance company. And the worst, the nadir, the total gutter water, the Smoothie King Center. The 2014 Hall of Fame took place in the Smoothie King Center. That's humiliating. It's just a soul-sucking move, and this year's WrestleMania venue wasn't immune. WrestleMania 33 was set to emanate from the Camping World Stadium, but there was one person who thought, that will not stand. Vince McMahon. For once, we're all with you here, Vinny. Thinking that Camping World Stadium is a stupid name, McMahon instructed the announcers to use the venue's old name, the Citrus Bowl. Number 9, it was the first WrestleMania with no live appearance from Howard Finkel. Everyone talks about Undertaker's streak coming to an end, but what received almost no fanfare was that WrestleMania 33 saw the end of a run of appearances that spanned the first 32 WrestleManias. Howard Finkel, the longest tenured employee of WWE's, did not appear before the live crowd in Orlando. To that point, he was the only individual that had appeared at all 32 WrestleManias live out there in front of the crowd. Not even Vince McMahon can say that. Finkel served as ring announcer for the first 20 WrestleManias before settling into the special MC spot for the Hall of Fame roll call on WrestleMania night. This year, SmackDown's Greg Hamilton rattled off the names of the inductees. It's unknown why Finkel didn't get the nod. Poor Howard, look at this face. Why would you want to make this face sad? Number 8, the Hardy Boys didn't arrive until after the show started. When Matt and Jeff Hardy left Impact Wrestling in March 2017, the fans made it very clear that the Broken Hardys' return to WWE would be wonderful, yes, lovely. And part of their wish came true. The Hardys resurfaced in WWE at WrestleMania 33, being slotted at the last minute into Raw's tag team ladder match to, let's say, a generous reaction. Less than 24 hours earlier, the brothers performed in a ladder match for Ring of Honor with WCPW homegrown talent, the Young Bucks, and did everything to throw fans off their trail. Jeff said in an interview that they hadn't done any physicals for a WWE return. They were still at their hotel after WrestleMania had started, telling some people they were exhausted and going to their room to rest. According to the Wrestling Observer, they then snuck out and scurried over to the stadium, the little rascals. Number 7, Jeff Hardy's first WrestleMania victory. Hallelujah! Jeff finally picked up a win. He is now 1-5. God bless us, everyone. Also, supplemental fact, for the first time since WrestleMania X7, tag team belts changed hands on WrestleMania's main card. The match was Jeff Hardy's 6th, and previously he'd lost the Triangle Ladder match at Mania 2000, the TLC 2 match at WrestleMania X7, followed by a 4-way tag at WrestleMania 18. He failed to win Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 23, and then Matt deleted his brother in an Extreme Rules match at WrestleMania 25. Better late than never, Jeff. Number 6, John Cena became only the second man to win 10 WrestleMania matches. On March 17th, 2002, The Undertaker brought his WrestleMania streak into double digits, defeating Ric Flair to reach 10-0. He was the first man in WrestleMania history to notch a 10th victory, and it would take another 15 years for someone else to do the same. And his name is John Cena, etc. That whole meme. Cena was 9-3 going into WrestleMania, and sure enough, dropped The Miz and Maurice to reach the big 1-0. Then he dropped to his knee, asked Nikki to marry him, and blah 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 feelings. As an interesting side note, Triple H also had 9 wins at WrestleMania going into Orlando, but wound up making history of a different sort. Number 5, Triple H has the most losses in WrestleMania history. Going into Mania 33, Triple H was tied with long-term clickmate Shawn Michaels in the WrestleMania loss column, each sitting pretty at 11. And if you count failure to win a Battle Royal as a loss, and I sure do, Big Show also had 11 WrestleMania main show losses to his name. The Game, however, surpassed both of those men with the loss to Seth Rollins. Helmsley fell to 9-12 at WrestleMania, which is a surprising record for a wrestler with the reputation of going over others when he shouldn't have. Sting, Booker T, countless others depending on who you ask. Despite that rep, in consecutive years, Helmsley has put over 2 Shield alumni cleanly, with even wife Stephanie taking a respectable bump in the process. Number 4, Goldberg wrestled less than 10 minutes overall in his last WWE run. From the time he returned to the WWE scene in October 2016 to the post-Mania crowd cheering as he said goodbye, Goldberg's second WWE tenure was an odd one. He wrestled 4 matches, all of which were high profile, all in all adding up to 9 minutes and 54 seconds. The Universal Championship loss to the Bork ran a scant 4 minutes 45, and it was lovely. Add into that his Survivor Series win over Lesnar at the now famous 1 minute and 26 seconds, his time spent in the Royal Rumble match 3 minutes 21, and the 22-second championship victory over Kevin Owens, and you still fall short of an Olympic basketball quarter. Not a bad way to make a living. Number 3, the WWE Championship match was the first with 2 third-generation wrestlers. In all, 8 third-generation wrestlers have taken part in a WrestleMania match. The Rock, Chavo Guerrero, Natalya, Ted DiBiase, Curtis Axel, Bo Dallas, Bray Wyatt, and Randy Orton. Despite that sizable list, Bray Wyatt's WWE Championship defense against Orton marks the first time 2 such wrestlers faced off one-on-one. Wyatt is the son of Mike Rotunda and grandson of Blackjack Mulligan, whilst Orton's heritage includes father Cowboy Bob Orton and grandfather Bob Sr. It was also the first match of any sort to include a PowerPoint projection of writhing insects on the canvas. So it had that going for it as well. Number 2, it had the first women's title change at WrestleMania since 22, when lovable sex mentalist Mickie James toppled Trish Stratus to win the women's championship at WrestleMania 22 in Chicago. Some might have predicted that the next WrestleMania women's title change would involve the finger-licking James. Turns out they were right, but few would have guessed it would take 11 pissing years. Naomi's victory in a SmackDown Women's Six-Way is the first change in over a decade, with the women's title clearly not being a WrestleMania priority for the company in that time. Most Manias in between saw the women wrestlers shoehorned into a tag team match or lumberjill matches, which is at least a step up from grinding on Kid Rock, I guess. Only WrestleManias 23, 30, and 32 featured a championship match, with Melina, AJ Lee, and Charlotte all retaining. Bayley's retention of the Raw Women's title earlier in the night set the stage for Naomi to finally snap the cold spell. And number 1, The Undertaker became the first man to main event WrestleMania in his 50s. At WrestleMania 33, the world finally saw the final wrestling match of the Dark Mark, Fearsome Bill, the Dry Ice Enthusiast, Dr. Slowwalk Q Takes Ages, the Undetonator, Timmy the Coffin Boffin, Jesuit Peter, the Almighty Boo, Samantha Mumba, Sergeant Startle, the Voodoo Dude, and by the end of the night, Mark Calloway. Taker's match with Roman Reigns was a bit clunky, but no one will remember that. The post-match symbolism will go down as one of the most significant Mania moments in history. Also, in working the match, Undertaker became the oldest WrestleMania main eventer ever, breaking a 1-year record set by Triple H, who was 46 when he lost to Roman Reigns the year before. Other previous 40-plus-year-olds to close out Mania include Andre the Giant, Sergeant Slaughter, Shawn Michaels, The Rock, and Batista. Undertaker did it 3 times, 24, 26, and finally, his last ever match before descending to the misty depths at WrestleMania 33. And that's our list. Did we miss any out? Tell us about it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter here. I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and I'll see you soon.